Before Kobe Bryant was an NBA All-Star, he was just another high school kid trying to dazzle college coaches and NBA scouts during the summer recruiting season. And it was at the ABCD camp where Kobe got his rep.
I remember watching Kobe when I was here. I was at Kansas at the time, and having played with Michael Jordan, I said that day that Kobe was the closest thing I've ever seen to Michael Jordan, and so far I think that's holding pretty true to form.
Now coaches and scouts make their annual pilgrimage to the ABCD camp, looking for the next Kobe.
Kobe is Kobe, and I'm LeBron. You know, I got to do what I got to do. LeBron James, Jr., same Vincent St. Mary, Akron, Ohio.
I'll check with Jim. He probably has it. If not, I'll go back on the
So without any further anything, I want to introduce to you a wonderful kid, a wonderful person, Kobe Bryant.
Let me sit down because I'm tired as hell. How you guys doing? What I want to tell you guys really is, if you look at the draft this year, you see a bunch of high school players coming out. You know, they want to blame me, they want to blame Kevin, they want to blame Tracy for this happening. But the main thing I want to tell you guys is don't put all your eggs in one basket. And what I mean by that is don't let people make the decision for you. Don't let people say, well, he has to go pro because his grades aren't right. Do whatever you want to do. If you want to go to Stanford, go to Stanford. If you want to go to Duke, go to Duke. If you want to go to the pros, go to the pros. Don't let them tell you what you can and cannot do. Don't rely on basketball for your happiness because it's not going to happen. You have to make sure you balance your life out. You have something there for yourself in life. You get your education right. And on the basketball court, just rip hearts out.
It's just an evaluation period. You're here to evaluate. You have to really come into this already seeing the players a number of times. This is really basically let the player know you're there watching him.
It's a dream to get a lot of attention, you know. Sometimes it goes to some people's head, but me, it don't go to my head. You got to put your mind to it if you're going to really want to play this game, and you got to work every day as hard as you can.
LeBron James is simply the greatest 15, 16-year-old kid I've ever seen in my life. At this point in his life, he is the most mature on the court and the most gifted on the court. He has a chance, when it's all over, to be one of the greatest players ever to play the game.
I just want to come here and play hard. It really doesn't matter if I'm the best player in the camp. You know, I still know what I can do.
When the season started, was this an obvious goal for you guys as a group? Because a lot of you have been around playing together for a long time.
Yeah, I think it was a goal for us. Coming into the season, that's the biggest challenge to get back to the state championship. And we work hard every day at practice, trying to do that. So every night that we went out there, we played it like it was our last, and we gave it 110%.
When you think about it, I don't know if anybody's ever won 4 state championships. Is that something for these next couple years that is going to provide motivation for you and for your teammates, you think?
Yeah, that is a long time goal. But, you know, next year we're going to be worried about 3. And then after that, we'll be worried about 4. So that is one of the things that we want to do.
How do you avoid complacency as an individual when everywhere you turn, you're the man. You're the #1 sophomore in the nation. What pushes you to continue to get better?
You know, every day you got to go out there and work because there's someone out there working too. And if you stop, I think they can pass you up. So every day my coaches push me, I push myself, and my teammates push me. My mother brought me up real good. And it's pretty easy because the way I was brought up, she taught me so much things besides basketball. And that helps me be level-headed.
What is your individual long-term goal right now as a 16-year-old? What's your long-term goal?
To get to the NBA.
Do you want to be the best?
Yeah.
I read somewhere you said you want to be best defender, best shooter, best pass. What do you have to improve on between now and the NBA?
Maybe getting stronger defensively and shooting the 3.
Shooting the rock. As far as college basketball, is that something you've been asked probably 6,000 times? Let's say this is your senior year 2 years from now, and you and I are sitting down talking. What do you think it's going to come down to?
You know, I don't know. I just got to when it comes, I just got to sit down with my coach and sit down with my mom and see what's the best option. You know, should I make this move or should I make that move? But right now, I don't know too much. I'm just happy, so happy right now. You know, we just won a state championship, and when that road comes, we'll cross it.
I saw, you know, practice is impressive. You guys battle.
I look at it like you're not gonna get any better if you don't play hard, and you're not gonna get any better if you're not trying to win every time. It seems like every drill that we do, we keep score, and if you lose, you run. No one likes to run. Running for no reason just is not what no one likes to do. So when you're out there, you're just kind of trying to compete and trying to win every time you're out there. Just play as hard as you can. If you're going up against me, you're trying to bust me up because I'm going to come at you the same way, you know? And if you're against the first team or you're on the second team or you're the third team, you just got to play hard. And Coach Drew noticed things like that.
LeBron, in AAU, you guys played a lot of games together, and in high school, it's sort of been the same way. I don't know, you won like over 200 games as kids, and what I'm wondering, has winning become something that you expect?
I think if you're not out there trying to win every night, there's no reason that you should be out there. Even if you might be the sorriest team in America, or you might not have all the athletes that you need. You know, our team has never been the biggest team, not the most athletic, not the quickest, but about our team, we share the ball. And, you know, if you had the best player on your team, say, for instance, me, and I like to pass the ball, they're going to look up to you and they're going to do the same. And I feel like if you just go out there and win, lose, or draw, if you give it 110% and play hard, that's all you can look for in the coaching as a player.
You are a dominant player who could fill the cup for 50 a night, almost. I mean, I'm not exaggerating, certainly against some teams, but you embrace the team concept. You're trying to make the other guys better, aren't you?
Yeah, I know every night I can go out there and score 50. But how would it look? You know, I don't want to go out there and have 50 points. And in the box scores, I have 56 points. But Romeo Travis has 6 points. Drew Joyce has 7 points. Sheon Conant has 3 points. Corey Jones, and et cetera, only have single digits. So when I only scored 25, you got Romeo Travis scoring 23. You got Drew Joyce scoring 17. So I like to share the wealth. You know, I just don't like getting all this for myself. It's all about the team. And I can't win by myself 5-on-1, no matter how good I am. If I go out there by myself and against 5 players, they can beat me easily. So if I got confidence in my team, they got confidence in myself, we're going to go out there and give it our all every night and have a chance of winning.
And here is LeBron James. How does it feel to know that if you're not eventually a Hall of Fame caliber player, it's not good enough to be good or an all-star, if you're not eventually a first-rank Hall of Famer, a lot of people will say you were a bust or overhyped.
How does that make me feel?
Yeah.
Well, I don't look at it as looking into the future. I always go by, I'll take every moment at a time because you're not promised tomorrow. And that's what my mom brought me up on. And I always say that I just try to get better every day at what I do.
Here's the upside. Akron, where you grew up, is a short drive from Cleveland. You're with the hometown team. Here's the downside. The hometown team was 17-65 last year. That's why they're in the lottery, and that's why they're going to get you.
And that's why I say I can make an instant impact, because I don't think you can get any worse from the kind of season they had last year. But I think my competitive drive and my willingness to win is going to make them a lot better.
You're going to experience more losing the first year in the NBA than you have to this point in your life.
We'll see. We're going to see.
You know what?
No one knows yet.
If the Cavs are 500 next year, you will be as good as advertised, and you'll still lose 40 games.
Yeah, that's in the Eastern Conference, you can lose 40 games and make the playoffs.
A good point. Good point.
Yeah.
In fact, Michael Jordan would have taken that last year with the Wizards.
Yeah, exactly.
You're probably taking a look at the Cavs situation. They've had a couple tough years, and they seem to be a team rebuilding. What do you think? What kind of impact do you think you can immediately have here?
I'm not going to guarantee no championship. I'll tell you that. I'm just going to I'm guarantee that we get better every day. And that's the thing that you guys don't see. That comes from practice. Sometimes you're at practice, but sometimes you're not. I just know that we're going to get better every day, and we're going to be a lot better team than last year. I can guarantee that.
You have a premonition. Expected of you, how would you define success for yourself as a rookie and in the long run in the NBA?
Well, you know, I never say myself. I always say my team. It's not about myself. It's just about how well as a team we can grow as a family and just get better every single day.
because the other teams out there is getting better every day. And if we take one step backwards, we're going to end up like we was this year. And we don't want that to happen again.
What would you attribute the biggest reason for your improvement this year?
A lot of people don't know this, but I think the Boozer signing, that's what I really think that made my game elevate the way it did.
Carlos Boozer leaving Cleveland for Utah.
Right, because when that happened, there was a lot of people saying, oh, well, they back to rebuilding, you know, you're not going to be able to do it, you know, but I come in the front office and coaching staff and, you know, they're going out and getting players. You know, that's what I really think the biggest thing that happened was.
How tired are you of comparisons being made? I read something you was asking about Oscar Robertson, and you were like, why are you even asking me that? I'm not Oscar Robertson.
When you compare it to other great players or other good players, I can't do nothing but smile, for one, because to even be in the same breath as Michael Jordan, Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, guys like that, you can do nothing but smile. But then again, I don't want to, you know, I'm controlling my destiny. When I be done, I don't want people to say, well, he ended up the same way as this person or this player. I want people to say that LeBron James did it his way, and now he's a legend.
LeBron, you've had amazing success in your life. You wake up in the morning, what goes through your head? Do you just feel lucky? Do you feel like, you know, what is the emotion that someone could imagine being you? What would it feel like?
You know, I wake up and feel blessed. And feel honored that I'm put in this position where I can represent my kids, represent my family, represent everything that goes on in my life and do it the right way.
And where did your focus and discipline come from? Because it's quite a task to have achieved what you've done.
I think my mother. My mother, being a single parent, she raised me right. I couldn't duplicate how she did what she did, you know, with my two kids. I mean, I don't know how she did it, being a single parent, financially not being stable. She found a way to put me in a position where I never had to ask for nothing. I never wanted for anything. And, you know, it helped me have this discipline. It helped me be humble. It helped me be the man that I am today.
And you work with different coaches. What kind of guidance do you get from a coach that means the most to you?
Well, for me, you know, I like being around winners. And if you're a winner, I think I'm one of the most ultimate winners that we have in our sport. But I believe in a coach that wants to get better and is not afraid to come up and talk to me and tell me what he needs me to do or how he feels that I'm not playing or how can I better the team. And I have that in Mike Brown in Cleveland, and I had that in Coach K for the Olympic team. So all I can say is I'm blessed.
In round one, Campy and AC will tell you they think back to 1976, and it's still bittersweet for them. When you think back to 08, 09, still bittersweet for you? Is it motivating?
Oh, absolutely. Anytime I see green, it's motivating in more ways than one. So, you know, seeing, you know, the Celtics is very, very motivating. Just knowing that that team helped me understand the firepower that you need in order to advance, and also how stars have to sacrifice in order for a team to win. And in 08 and 09, and seeing Paul, Ray, and KG, and those guys being superstars in their own right to come together for the better of a team. And it's all that mattered. It's all that mattered was them winning. That showed me, you know, what it takes to win. And the motivation they gave me after that, losing to them here, and then going on to Miami, where I understood what I needed to win, and playing them in Miami, and I needed that motivation. I needed those losses that they gave me, you know, to help me overcome that. And now coming back here, knowing what a team means, what a group of guys, you know, and Kyrie and Kevin, you know, I need those pieces in order to be ultimately successful. You need, you know, in our league, talent definitely wins, but it's the talent that works hard and sacrifices for each other that wins more. And Boston has given me a huge perspective.
Is it a mindset?
Yep. It's all mindset. Comes from within. You can't. You just gotta. It comes from within. I don't know. I've always had it. My upbringing had me like that. So You know, it's either you got it or you don't.
Any doubt you guys will find it as a group?
We have to. We're not going to reach our goals.
Growing up in Akron, it's well documented that, you know, you moved around. You relied on friends you stayed with sometimes. Talk about how that affected you as a kid and how that has made you who you are today.
As a kid, you sometimes you think about the worst that can happen, you know, and coming from a single parent household, I used to always think like, why us? Why is my mother and I going through what we're going through? You know, why isn't my father around? Why? And then you get to a point where you start using it as motivation. Like, okay, what we have is something special. You know, the man above has put me and my mother in this situation for a reason. And it's how we handle it is gonna make us stronger.
Some kind of way though, dealing with all those different friends, different people growing up, has that made you a great teammate? Some kind of way that you've connected all the dots?
I think so, Smitty, man. I think the best thing that happened to me is when I first started playing organized basketball, my little league coach, which became like a big staple in my life, Frank Walker, he said there's no individual bigger than the team. He knew I was the best player. We won the championship, and I led the league in scoring, I led the league in rebound and assists. At our banquet at the end of the year, he walked up there and gave all 7 guys, and we had 1 girl on the team too. We all got the MVP trophy, all of us. You know, because he said, you know, everyone played a part in us winning a championship.
Hey, cheer your teammates on. Cheer them on.
That part of the game was instilled. I said, okay, well, if this is how you win, why would I change? And we won it the next year.
Right.
And we won it the next year.
There's so many storylines for the Miami Heat this year. One of the storylines is LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. How they're going to be able to work together on the floor while maintaining that dominance that they've had throughout their careers.
Dwayne Wade's the best player on the team. It's Dwayne Wade's city. He's already won without you. Y'all are great friends. But there had to be a time where there's 2 leaders, 2 competitors, 2 brothers.
Yeah.
Tell me about that moment. Can you remember that moment where y'all clashed?
Yeah, absolutely. It's easy when you're sitting around in the summertime and we say, okay, let's team up. That's the easy part. The hard part is when you actually get on the floor and you see how similar both guys are, and now both guys are used to having the ball in their hands, and 2 or 3 possessions go by where you like, I've been playing defense for 3 straight possessions. I need to rock. I mean, it's just 2 alpha males going at it. I mean, just imagine you watching the Discovery Channel and you see 2 alpha male lions trying to eat at the same time. They're gonna clash.
And the game is over. Utah has done it. They come from 22 down and they defeat the Heat. A stinging defeat for Miami.
We weren't playing good basketball. We was out of sync, and you know, and me and D-Wade looking at each other like, did we make the right choice, man? Is this what we really want? Can 2 guys that basically held franchises on their shoulders and decided to team up, can they decide to give 1 shoulder to each other, you know, to make this happen? And, you know, so there was some clash for sure. If we can look back on it, I'm surprised we even got to the finals. I'm still surprised we even got there. After the season, I took about 2 weeks, Smitty, man, where I didn't leave my room. Like I told the story, I looked like Tom Hanks on Castaway when I finally left my house. I had a beard, you know, I had my beard before, but it was scruffy. Had my Wilson ball next to me and everything. I looked terrible. And, you know, D-Wade called me and we went to the Bahamas. It was like, man, you know, let's understand what you're going through. Because I felt like if I don't win this year, I'm gonna get buried under every cemetery that they got. And that's the way I felt. So I was like, I was done. So we went to the Bahamas and we had some great conversations there. D-Wade was like, man, in order for us to be great, you have to be the guy. And I was looking at him like, what? What do you mean by that? I am the guy, but what do you mean by the guy? He's like, in order for us to be great, in order for us to accomplish what we want to accomplish while we playing together, you have to be the guy that you was in Cleveland on this team. And I'll take a step back. Like, okay, we talking about Wade County here. We talking about the man who won a championship here, who's been 6-time All-Star. You want me to take the keys? He was like, absolutely. And when he said that, it just clicked.
I left that whole season. I left that villain guy. I took the hat off. I took the cape off, the black cape, not the cool cape, not the one I like now. I took that off, man, and I left it in the Bahamas, and I went right into the lab and went to the gym after I left there.
You said that trying to be like Mike was impossible when you were a kid because he was like a god, but what would it mean to you for kids now to say they want to be like LeBron?
That's all part of the plan. It's been part of the plan since I really started taking this game serious, to say, how can I get the youth to feel like passing the ball is okay, making the extra pass is okay, drawing two defenders, and no matter if you win or lose and you make the right play, it's okay. And because like you said, scoring the ball is so heralded in our sport, and I want the fundamentals of the game to be as great as they can be, and if some kid or a group of kids from the West Coast to the East Coast to the Midwest to the South and everything in between all around the world can look at me and say, well, I made the extra pass because LeBron made the extra pass, or I got a chase down block and I didn't give up on the play because LeBron didn't give up. That would mean the world to me. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Because being a Laker, and the Lakers have kind of spoiled us around here, because either they are winning championships or they are contending for championships. Yeah. Is that fair?
It is fair. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. That's who I am. I've been like that since I picked up a basketball. I was either contending to win a championship or winning championships. My first 2 years ever playing basketball, I won a championship. And moved on to AAU basketball, I won a national championship, or I lost a national championship. In high school, I won 3 state championships and lost a state championship. As a pro, I've won championships and lost championships and contended for championships. It is fair, and that's how it should be. I think when you settle for mediocrity, then what are you fighting for? So as the fans, as the Laker fans, as myself as a competitor being a Laker, this is what it should be. We should have that notion every single year, put a championship club on the team, and we need to contend for a championship, put ourselves in a position to contend for a championship or win a championship. And why not?
Now, you've dropped hints here and there, but we can be honest with America now. This was very hard, and there were nights and days, I know for you, where you started thinking through what was worth it and not. Can you explain what some of those moments were like?
I mean, just when you're a guy who loves his family and does it for the family, you have moments where you question, is it worth being away from your family like this? Is it worth it? But then you talk to your family and they give you reassurance of why you're there. It makes it a lot easier for me. So when I wanted to question something, I called them, they said, you're doing the right thing. And we'll be here ready for when you get home. It makes it a lot easier. It makes the journey a lot easier.
I know you, and I know that you consider this not just a win for you, but for the style of basketball you play. You said earlier tonight, I heard my whole career be more like him. We know that him is, of course, Michael Jordan. This title is going to reignite all those debates. Do you see yourself at the center of that discussion, or do you think with the way you have won these titles, you have gone off on your own separate trajectory?
That's not for me to question or wonder or debate. I think that's what you guys would do.
We never do stuff like that.
Yeah, I know you never do stuff like that.
Anything like that. Ever.
For me personally, I have a way that I play the game. I have a way that I lead. I have a way that I challenge my guys and challenge myself. But more importantly, at the end of my career, I just hope I made a lot of people proud for the way I approach the game. And that's all that matters to me. And there's going to be debates. That's what it's all about. People, we call it barbershop talk. Yep. People are going to do it. So hopefully you do enough to, no matter which way it sway, they say, okay, I respected him no matter what.
So that was a very nice answer, and I know that you meant it. I
that's
do.
The truth. That's the truth.
I know, but then you also said up on that stage with me a little bit earlier, give me my damn respect. What does that mean?
Sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, there's always going to be disrespect. And I don't believe in that, though. I don't. Respect. All you got at the end of the day is your word and your respect, especially as a man. And even in sports, there are people that still doubt me even at this point in my career.
And they're going to continue to do that as long as I put on a uniform, which I've realized. But being with him and being with those other 13 guys on the floor, it doesn't matter. It drives me, so I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. But at the end of the day, if I'm making Anthony and my other 13 teammates proud, and then nothing else matters.